Hey everyone, it's Michael. Hope you're having a great day. Very quick message this week. We had on Tuesday our VIT off-campus meeting, our get-together at Billigan's restaurant nearby. Thank you so much, Ginny, for planning that for us and making that a reality. I know it took some work getting the place set up and getting that organized and getting everybody there. We didn't have as many people as we kind of expected, but nevertheless, it was great to be there with everyone that did show up. And I think next time what we'll do is maybe the same location, maybe we'll go to another location, but I think the biggest change is maybe we'll think about another time. Maybe we'll try to choose a time maybe around lunchtime when more people can come. Maybe find a date or a time when we can get more student workers there as well. I really want more of our student workers to be involved. And I would like for as many of the VIT full-time staff to be there as well. And just that time we chose worked out well for some, but not for others. And I think we want to keep looking for a better sweet spot there. But thank you so much, Jeannie, for planning that. And thank you, everyone, for showing up. I had a great time. It was just fun to get outside the office and hang out for a little while. So hopefully we can do it again very soon. We also had a big meeting this week about cellular coverage, and so we haven't had a lot of updates lately on the cellular coverage project, and I wanted to give one today just to let you know that we're still working towards improving cellular coverage on this campus, and that we of course want to focus on those carriers that have the highest number of users that are on this campus that have poor coverage. So we had the site survey done in July. The results came back emphatically that within many of the buildings, if not all of the buildings, we have such poor coverage for the main carriers like Verizon and AT&T, and that we need to do something to improve that, as was demanded by our students, faculty, and staff through the survey, as well as through the Student Senate resolution. So, quick update is that we met with Day Wireless, the company that performed both the Wi-Fi and the cellular on-site survey, and they presented a proposal of a couple options that we can do for this campus to improve our cellular coverage. All of them are quite expensive. I don't know if we can afford to do even a percentage of some of them. But I do know that we are going to explore them all. We're going to find if there are phases that we can roll them in. So if we can get funding for one part, let's do those first, and we get funding for the next part, do that later. So we at least have a plan of how to improve cellular coverage. At the same time, the team that's working on that, so Michelle and Scott and myself are on the cellular team. We also need to collaborate with the Wi-Fi team, with Ryan and Chuck representing that team. We need to upgrade our infrastructure, so the fiber between buildings needs to be improved for our network, Wi-Fi, and for cellular. So that's kind of a first step. But we also need to be working with our carriers. So I'm asking Michelle and Scott and I to really reach out to AT&T, Verizon, maybe Sprint, and to renew our relationship with T-Mobile, of course, but definitely AT&T and Verizon. How can we work with them to find a solution that meets their needs as a carrier to expand their coverage, to help their customers, and then how does it help our students and faculty at the same time? Is there some way we can share cost, share resources, something along those lines? So we've got an estimate now, and what we need to do is go forth and find out what's realistic as far as phases, and then what kind of funding we can get, and if there's any way we can get some help on that. So expect more things. We are still targeting getting a plan to the cabinet as quickly as we can, and we just need to keep getting more information about that. Another thing that I wanted to remind you about is the Walktober event is happening. So we all got calendars to track our walking throughout the month of October, and they gave us a list of different step equivalents, so different activities that you can perform, and the amount of steps that counts for. If you have a modern phone, a smartphone, you probably have an app that can tell you the number of steps that you've walked throughout the day, and we want to track those. We want to come up with some type of competition within our department. I don't know what that's going to be yet, but it'd be nice to come up with some kind of competition for people that have walked the most. Or maybe we'll do it by week, and who can increase by percentage. That way it's more fair. Let's say someone's already walking 10,000 steps and someone else is only walking 1,000, but suddenly they start walking 5,000. That's a pretty big improvement. We should reward that as well. It's great for us to get out and do some walk and talk meetings. Maybe we can have some conversations while we're walking instead of just sitting in rooms. I think we also need to think about how long are we sitting in front of our computers or at our desk or in our cubicles before we get up and actually move around. So let's think about that in October. Let's participate in Walktober and represent the Vancouver IT well in that general competition. I don't know if they have prizes or anything, but I'm sure we'll find out more in the coming days and weeks. So let's get started on October 1st though, tracking our steps. Another thing that's coming up this week that's pretty important is on October 1st we have our all IT staff meeting, and I hope all of you will be there for that. We're going to have a special guest this week. Mel, Chancellor Netzhammer, is going to visit, and he's only going to be there for a short percentage of the meeting, but I'm looking forward to him joining our team. We're also going to be diving into Blue Cat more. You know, that new system rolled out for DHCP DNS. Chuck's going to present what that system does, doesn't do, and kind of give us an overview of how we're going to use that going forward. And then we're also going to go back and revisit Avita. You know, she had that premature birth there in August, but really it's time in October now to really dive into how are we going to use that, what are the business processes and the expectations that I have and the managers have and that each of us need to have for using that system. And so we're going to spend a big chunk of the meeting working that out and talking through that for Avita. So some good things coming this week. I think that's on Thursday, October 1st at 1 o'clock, so I hope you'll be there for that. Last thing for this video today, it's a short one, is the shout out of the week. This week's shout out goes to Mike Caulfield. Now Mike isn't officially in Vancouver IT, so some of you may be frustrated. You may say, hey, how can he get the shout out? He's not even in IT. Mike is a member of the leadership team for IT. He of course is our director of blended learning and network learning for this entire campus, and he is an integral part of everything that we do when it comes to teaching and learning within IT. And I truly feel he is an integrated member of IT, whether he direct reports up through this chain or through a different silo within the campus. He is an integrated, valuable part of our team, and he deserves the shout out of the week because he has just been tremendous for this campus and for helping IT. At the beginning of the summer, we asked the Blackboard team to come together to work on getting our IT staff up to speed, getting training for everyone that's going to be on that team, to come up with a plan of how we can support faculty. And we came up with the 100 hours over 100 days, where we end up actually helping more than 100 faculty in sessions, most of those one-on-one sessions. We have now the team of Michelle and Chris and Adam and Scott that are doing those daily walk-in sessions throughout all 5 days of the week. We also have the 2 student workers, Brandon and Anthony. All of that comes from the leadership of Mike Caulfield. And so Mike, you truly deserve the shout out of the week. Your efforts are just phenomenal, and they are changing the way IT works, and I truly appreciate it. It's worthy of a shout out, maybe of the whole summer, but definitely this week's shout out goes to you, Mike, because you have helped really change the way we're providing service and support for our students and faculty on this campus in relation to that learning management systems and all the tools that we're rolling out in relation to that. So thank you so much. That's it for this week, everyone. Hope you have a tremendous weekend and a good start to next week. And as always, go Cougs.